Day 3 of the NPC Wars, and we're all ready and super excited what's going to happen. We have the dwarves here. They are poised, reinforced, galvanized, ready, determined. They are going to repel, not just repel, they are going to storm these aggressors and really show them that the dwarves are not for messing with. And Marth declared 7 o'clock UTC would be the big battle, so just over two and a bit hours. So I will be back on, and I will be recording that for the next sort of like the jumpy bit of the daily log. What has happened? Well, let us show what the declaration was. We can see here. We see at the bottom right there, Marth, I would like to invite everyone, witness the glory. We are going to take Gundabad, pretty much. And then just moments later, what's that? 15 minutes later, Angmar says, okay, we hear you guys. You want to come for us? Well, let's make it interesting. I also want to clarify here, Marth did contact me to let me know. He posted it in the comments for the last video, and we talked about it privately on Discord as well. Obviously, like I say, we both didn't play beta, so we're both kind of in the dark when it comes to things. And he did clarify and said, actually, the declare war feature, you declare war against everybody. Not just the faction. You don't choose the faction, it's everybody, and then you get the bonuses. So thanks for letting me know that, Marth. He also said it's very, very complicated how you declare war. You have to declare war, and then it triggers in 6 hours time. Then that lasts for 24 hours. Then it goes into cooldown for 12 hours. And obviously, if you want to go back to war, you then got the 6 hour declaration. So it's really, really weird mechanism. It shouldn't really be declare war. It's almost just like declare a quick brief fight, because you're not really going to do much in 24 hours, I'd imagine. So, interesting mechanic. Interesting. Hey guys, yeah? Should we go to war? When? I'd say in about 6 hours. Okay, sounds good. And how long should we be fighting this war? Well, I'd kind of like to be back tomorrow, really, just to tuck my children back into bed. So, 24 hours it is. Okay. And then no more fighting. We'll have we'll just chill out for a bit when we get back home. 12 hours, have a good night's sleep, get something to eat, and then tomorrow we'll think about it for another 6 hours before we go back to war. Really bizarre, but okay, fine. That's how we want to go. So I think when you said Gundabad is amassing, I think that's also their version of, hey, we have declared war, we are coming for you. And actually, we're slowly seeing the migration of forces over, and unfortunately, let me try and click this. Over in the city, they are loading up on troops. So I think the dwarves are going to have to repel those attacks. Luckily, they can use plenty of guards, so hopefully they can absorb the brunt of the attack, kind of just hold their position, and then if they're going to come at 7-ish, then they can just do that in one push rather than wasting their stamina now. I suppose they can do a few attacks and take things down. And that is it. So it's going to be an exciting fight. I can't wait to see how that happens, because these guys are going to go east, and then the dwarves are going to go west, and at some stage they're gonna meet for some epic battles. But the dwarves obviously have declared war, so I don't know when they declared war, how long it will last for, whether it's going to activate. But that means they're going to have a very, very tight period of time to get those bases destroyed and to keep destroyed. So it'll be interesting. They kind of have a timer there. They're going to have to cross over. Otherwise, they might be stuck with the same problem. They get there, they can't destroy the city, and then all the reinforcements happen. We are here again to give an update. It is the special time. 3 minutes to go, and we should see here are the dwarf forces. Look at that en masse. This is their front line. So reasonably well into the Gundabad territory. The front line is here. You can see that's where all their brave troops are going. Probably fortify that area, and then we've got a whole lot of people supporting, obviously coming back into this area. I guess they're going to land and try and fortify before they clear out these scouts instead of doing it at range. I do know for the past maybe 15 minutes or so they've been prepping certain areas, and they took both the crossings, because obviously we saw before they had been lost to the scout forces here of Angmar, who had pushed in. We see everywhere's on fire. The whole world is on fire. Well, just this thin line is on fire. Just down here to here. I don't know. Oh no, there's bits of fire everywhere. It's an even fire. We've got plenty of fire around for everybody. They are still. Oh, poor dwarves with their little tiny feet. They're having to march these 16 and a half minute marches from all the way down here. Oh, you poor guys. You poor fellows. But their front line is landing. At the same time, as a bit of a cooperative feature, we do have this long line here of Elven forces that are from here that have been pushing up. Praxis over here, straight into the firing line, and we can see we've got a fortress line up down here, and then a tactician over here, and then this line kind of goes all the way over up to here, which is where the front line is. So the Elven forces is kind of pushing up here. You can see the very front guard kind of a little bit scattered from that line. Like I said, there's a much longer line of points of entry, so the elves are kind of in a thin narrow line, sort of like all the way down here and stretching up here, in the hopes that this kind of diverts away some of the forces. They are already getting attacked by some forces from the capital, so it's kind of working. They're drawing the attention from these southern bases, which are already coming down here, and those chieftain armies probably pretty painful. Those Angmar chieftain armies are level 35, so yeah, we have CZSK have deployed some forces. DGLS are with them, and yeah, good luck guys. Well, we can see the dwarf forts have landed. They are chunky, looks like they're all on fire. Hey, dwarves who don't care about fire. So they have their front guard slowly building towards the city. Unfortunately, there has been miscommunication, or perhaps maybe dwarves thinking that the LotHrian will go the same speed that they do, but unfortunately the fast elven feet has got them much quicker to the target. So they did manage, they were a thin line, the thin elven line, which were based over here. They built some forts. They managed to sweep up and around to here, and they're trying to build some forts, but they are under a ridiculous, relentless attack from everything that's coming down at them. I think before I was looking, and when I scrolled up here, there was, like about 10 or 12 armies coming down, and they are taking a beating. There were a lot more armies here before, like all the way down here. They look to be bunkering down in this place with 6 armies here, with some other forces here. They are trying to take down this chieftain's city here. I think if they manage to demolish the chieftain, maybe the overseer as well, and then they've got 2 more chieftains up here. If they can take those out, then they might be able to survive, but it's gonna be difficult. I did keep seeing reinforcement lines up here, and yes, I don't know if they'll hold out. I would be surprised if they can hold out long enough for the reinforcements to arrive. But the dwarves have landed. There's some huge chunks of armies. I can't even see the numbers involved here. 22. So the dwarves are heavily going this tile and a few others. Everything's fortified up. Oh, here we go. Okay, so there we go. Yeah, the dwarves are not going to do anything about these guys. They're going to probably take the barrage of when their attacks come. We have been told, supposedly, you kill Gundabad Keep and all of the forces in the whole area will fall. Sort of like the central area of Angmar just results in them losing. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know if that is true. In goes the first waves. only, like I said, only level 25 armies and only 8 of them. So actually, this should burn down pretty quick. If they've still got their war bonus, this should burn like crazy. And then that's it. The NPC Wars Part 1 will have finished, and I guess I won't need to keep a daily log. It'll be pretty much over with, because what's going to be left is the NPCs over in the far left-hand side, which don't seem to be doing much. They might activate, I suppose, if Gundabad is gone. And then also we have the NPCs down in the southeast side, and we will have a quick look at the end of this just to see. They were relatively close to the city last time I checked, maybe about 100 tiles away, probably less, and they had like a stream going up, so it's possible that they might be really close to surrounding that city. So we are waiting for these to land. We have the Angmar troops sending forces in here. So I guess they can reinforce, and then you've got to make your way through those as well. Chieftains, where's the Chieftains army going? Over to here where they've launched from. Yeah, what could be quite devastating is, say, like the tile that you've all launched your army from. If somebody comes and smashes and takes your tile that you all launched from, I don't know what the effect of that is. I could be curious to find out that. Because you basically hit there and then you come back but your tile's gone. Yeah. Armies are gone, they are dead, and already the keep is down to 80% with that initial barrage. There are a lot of movement going on by Gundabad, but perhaps it is too little, too late, as the remaining dwarf armies here protect their tiles, what's left, make sure there's a home to come back to. 77%, so it's looking good. That's looking good. So we're talking about 25% gone from the first, and the armies are 25% gone from the first wave. So it's gonna be pretty sad for these guys who maybe locked in a little too late, because I suspect by the time these armies get there, it's gonna be over. Sorry, dude. Sorry, Toth. You just didn't make it, I'm afraid. The city was dead. It was already ours. You woke up way too late. And over here, Tharos. That's what you're doing, man. Capi Corona. I'm name shaming you guys. Capi Corona. Yeah, all the rest of the dwarves, let's go off to war. Let's go off to war. What are you guys doing? You guys just chilling, relaxing, having some beers. Oh my god, we forgot the siege. And then you got to pick up your 25 axes and then, you know, head off. Everybody else seems to have made the cut. 7%. I'm just randomly clicking just to see if I can, if I can randomly find Capri, Darkamar, Alex, Monkey King, Zensha, Zenskar, Silent Assassin, the world's most non-silent assassin, Silent Assassin. I think it's probably like one of those ironic nicknames. There we go. There we go. They've taken it. And nothing. Nothing has happened yet to these guys. The map has turned blue. It's like watching one of those political shows where it's like purple. It's like a neutral color. Who knows who's going to win it? They have taken it. Guys are going to go in, and there's still troops being launched from these guys. Now that could prove more of a difficult task than the city itself, because they have got a holding here But I imagine they probably just slammed a whole load of stamina in to take the city. So they've now got all of these armies that are going to start bombarding them. And then in order to start taking the rest of these locations out, they're going to have to siege every single one of them. I don't know how easy that is to siege, but yeah, and how much stamina they've gone through. But yeah, interesting. Not what I was expecting. Somebody had told me that they would just disappear. They have not disappeared. There could be a timer until they disappear. They still are only attacking the dwarf fort here. How long these guys can hold if these just keep on waving endless assaults at them could be a problem. Here they're now going to start going for the chieftains. That's a good idea. 72. I mean, if they've got enough stamina between them and they don't go crazy, the one problem here could be that somebody says go for that chieftain and 20 of them send armies into there and just a bit of a waste of stamina. This would need to be controlled and managed. Yeah, it looks like there's people going for different ones. They got the troops coming out of the forts to different locations. So yeah, man, kudos to you. It looks like the management's doing well. They've got their game plan. As for the forces down of Ruin, we did see that they were slowly, remember, first time we saw them, they were just at the other side of the border. We didn't see them on here, but I saw them, they were just on the other side of the border. Then they sort of like come along the river and they were down a fair chunk, but they have continued to press, and their scouting force now is around about, where would we say, maybe about another 10 hours or so from the city. So they are going, it looks like they are going straight for that city. It'll be interesting to see how they get there, whether they surround it, how long it takes them to siege it, because it's a very, very small city. It's one of the weaker ones, the 4 million, with only 825 armies. So they only attack weak, but they attack constantly. So it will be interesting to see how well they do against that. And it will also be interesting to see how Mordor start to react to that, because I imagine it might have been on Mordor's plan to try and get over there and take that at some stage, probably around from the back and through. Let's have a look how they're doing over on this crossing front. Looks like they've ignored the orc forces around here. They just seem to be continuing to build around and away. So again, that's a weird mechanic. You would think they'd maybe have some sort of territorial AI on it, that, you know, these guys have attacked into our territory, we should repel them and attack them. It doesn't seem the case. They've kind of let these guys come in and just build all these areas. Again, I'm not sure if they've started attacking any of these. That would be interesting to know whether that's made a difference, but we will see. Now I think that they will be around about here now, if I'm correct. Spot on. So I kind of saw them trickling this way before, and they probably have, they don't have the trail up, but look, they are within sight. They are within sight of the city, the Ashen Plains Keep. That is only 4 million, level 25. So I would expect them to make that sometime soon in the next couple of hours and start attacking. Interesting enough, when you look through here, though, they're pretty much only scouts, legionnaires, grunts. I don't even see an overseer with these guys. So peculiar. Maybe it's just the first wave. They just send stuff, but they're going to hit that city soon, and we'll see how fast that they can tear down a city. That's it from me. I am definitely going to bed now, but I will maybe do an update tomorrow if there's something that has happened, but I doubt it. So there we go. Well done, Axis. Well done, Arab. That was a successful couple of days, and you really rallied to take the city. Congrats, and I will see you next time on NPC Wars!